Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent downplayed Americans' fears about a potential recession and concerns about their retirement savings on Sunday, stating that President Donald Trump and his administration are focusing on strengthening long-term economic fundamentals. During an appearance on NBC News's Meet the Press, Bessent said it was a false narrative.
What is your message to Americans who want to retire right now and who've just seen their lifetime savings drop significantly?
Well, Kristen, I think that's a false narrative. Americans who want to retire right now, the Americans who have put away for years in their savings accounts, I think they don't look at the day-to-day fluctuations of what's happening. And, in fact, most Americans don't have everything in the market. Most Americans in a 401k have what's called a 60-40 account. That is 60 of 40 accounts that are down 5 or 6% on the year. People have a long-term view. They have a program. That the reason the stock market is considered a good investment is because it's a long-term investment. If you look day to day, week to week, it's very risky. Over the long term, it's a good investment.
Later in the program, Senator Adam Schiff, a Democrat from California, criticized Trump for damaging the economy while vacationing at his Mar-a-Lago golf resort in Florida.
President Trump's tariffs, he calls this an economic revolution. He says that these tariffs are necessary to reset the global economic order and so that the United States is treated fairly on the world stage. How do you respond to that? Do you agree with any part of that?
I don't agree with any part of that, and unfortunately, he's wrecking our economy. I think people have seen their retirement savings on fire, and there he is out on the golf course. That may end up being the most enduring image of the Trump presidency. That is the president out on a golf cart while people's retirement is in flames.
Schiff also responded directly to Bessent's comments, pointing out the personal wealth of both Bessent and Trump.
The Treasury Secretary saying that people aren't looking at where their retirement savings are. Maybe he doesn't have to. He's got the wealth. He doesn't have to. Maybe the president with his wealth doesn't have to. But what I'm hearing from Californians is those that have just retired, those who are on the eve of retiring, they're terrified of this.
Bessent said he wasn't worried about the market's negative reaction to Trump's recent announcement of tariffs as high as 54% on top U.S. trading partners. The market often underestimates Donald Trump, Bessent said during the interview with Welker.
Look, we get these short-term market reactions from time to time. The market consistently underestimates Donald Trump.
He added, "Who can predict how the market will respond in a day or a week? Our focus is on building a long-term foundation for prosperity, and I believe the previous administration led us toward financial disaster." Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins also addressed the market reaction in a Sunday interview on CNN, saying,
"We didn't know that there would be some uncertainty. It just isn't true. We knew there would be uncertainty, but to take Thursday or Friday, and as we are basically laying out the vision that the president effectuated in the Rose Garden on Wednesday, and to say, oh, the world is ending, the markets are crashing, the markets are adjusting."
On Saturday, in response to the market dip, Trump stood by his tariff strategy and urged both investors and consumers to hang tough.